Let's talk about how to pass the Mott MacDonald video interview. What's up guys, it's Mike from Job Read English here with another video to help you get hired. Today we're going to be talking about the engineering giant Mott MacDonald and how you can pass their interview. We're going to go through their recruitment process and what you can expect, the most common interview question that we learned from publicly available sources, from candidates who reported the questions that they were asked in their interview of Mott MacDonald from the past 6 months, and finally a couple of other questions which we answer in a rapid fire round to let you know what's the best way to think about answering these questions. As ever, if you want more help with courses, handouts and scripts to really crush your Mott MacDonald interview, check out the Pass the Interview pack down in the description below. Let's get started. So candidates reported that the process for Mott MacDonald took around 2 months. First of all, you're given some online tests to complete after you submit your application, which was situational judgment tests and numerical tests. You're then invited to complete an interview. This takes around an hour to complete and is a video interview, but will be with someone from the company, which means it's not a pre-recorded interview, but it's a live interview of another person via video. For some roles, you'll then be invited to an assessment centre where you will do a presentation and complete a group task. So we picked out 7 of the most common interview questions. These were questions which came up the most when we went back through candidates' experiences of the interview process with Mott MacDonald from publicly available sources. Question number 1, why do you want to work for Mott MacDonald? So when answering a question like this, if it's going to be quite a long interview and it's going to be over video but with a live person, I think we really want to have a list of facts to hand. Potentially you want to have 7 or 8 facts because it might be a little bit longer. You want to make sure all of these facts are unique so you can learn it from about us, history, awards, a couple of different places, annual reports, case studies, what projects are they working on, what innovative technology are they using. There are so many different facts that you can get together about Mott MacDonald, and they should be unique, i.e. you wouldn't be able to say them about any other company. And what I also recommend is, because sometimes when I listen to answers for this question, I just feel like this is something that gets repeated over and over again. Where candidates just say, I want to work for them because it's a big company, it's really nice, it's cool, it's going to be a great experience for me, and it's really generic, and what happens is that your answers sort of blend into the same answers as every other candidate. So make sure it's unique and also that it's relatable. What are the 1 or 2 things that Mott MacDonald is doing which excites you, which interests you, which resonates with you personally? Maybe drop in a little story about how you find out about them or some meaning that was given to you from a project that they're doing. Question number 2, why do you want to do this job? So make sure that you have the job description to hand. If you have the job description, then what you need to do is to break it down in terms of what would I be expected to do day to day. That's part 1. And then part 2 should be, what skills would I need to be really good at this job? Do you need soft skills like teamwork, interpersonal skills, leadership, so on and so forth? Or do you need hard skills, a particular qualification, a language, a computer program or piece of software that you need to use? And then you should arrange your answers in that fashion. Half is about what you would do and half is about the skills that you need and demonstrating that you have those skills. Now, a lot of times when I explain this to candidates, they get a little bit confused and say to me, well, why do I have to explain about the job? I mean, they're interviewing me for it. Why do I have to tell them what the job is? They should surely know. Well, firstly, a lot of people don't know, if I'm being frankly honest with you, because people apply for lots of different jobs by mistakes. And really it gives your interviewer the confidence that you've really read the job description, you understand what's going to be done, and you've got the skills that are required for the job that you're applying to. Question number 3, describe your strengths and weaknesses. Now, if this was me and I was answering this, I would probably give 3 strengths, 1 weakness. I would pick out the top 3 skills. It doesn't really matter which ones they are, but 3 skills that have been outlined in the job description. I would say, well, I feel like these are 3 really important strengths for the job that I'm going to be doing here at Mott MacDonald, which are 1, 2, 3. And I would then provide an example of me putting that skill into action, me putting that strength into action, so I can really show that I understand what it is that the interviewer is looking for, and I can demonstrate that I have that experience. With your weakness, what I want you to be really careful of is not to turn around and say, I work too hard, I find it difficult to say no, I'm a people pleaser, I often work too late, I have a poor work-life balance. I feel like there's a lot of people, particularly in today's modern culture, where they'll basically share that they just work too hard and they don't have a life. I don't think that's really useful. I also do think that it's an answer that a lot of other candidates are going to be giving. So when you're laying out a weakness, obviously nothing that's too damning against you, like I have a horrific drink and anger problem, but what you're going to want to lay out is something that's kind of reasonable and believable, but also you're putting something into place to show that you're really learning a lesson. So it could be, well, sometimes I don't listen properly. I definitely have this as a weakness. So sometimes someone will say something to me, I won't be listening properly because I'm already thinking about the next thing that I need to do, and then when it comes to doing that thing, I'm like, wait, what did you say? So one thing I've really been mindful of in my interactions with people, particularly on a one-to-one basis, is I put down my phone, I make sure that I have eye contact with the person, and I really try to deeply listen to everything that person's saying and to ask them questions. A lot of times I will repeat back what somebody has said just to make sure that I understand. So I'll be like, oh okay, so I put the page like this, or I put this title up here, or this graphic should go like that. So that person goes, so yeah, that's exactly what I meant. So I go, cool, I understand. I'm also demonstrating to that person I'm really listening to what they have to say. Question number 4, tell me about yourself. Check out the video in the link up in the top right hand corner, which will take you to a really in-depth video which has a free worksheet to nail your personal introduction. Question number 5, when have you worked well as part of a team? So this is a competency or behavioural question. It's a very common question for big companies. They're going to ask you to demonstrate an example of your teamwork. So first of all, you want to use STAR, which is situation, task, action, result. The action should make up the majority of your answer, 70% of your answer. So when you're really talking about your action, you're going to have an example which ideally you would have either taken in rank order from work, extracurricular volunteering activity, and from academics. So that means if you don't have work experience, go down, and most people watching this will have had some level of academic experience. And you really want to emphasize, so when you're talking about teamwork, you want to include some key skills that you've involved in teamwork. If you're not sure about STAR, the STAR interview format, how to hack it, or how to get all the skills that you need for really common interview questions, check out the Mott MacDonald Pass the Interview pack in the description below, which has over 100 sample answers for you to look through. Question number 6, how would you deal with a difficult team member? This is a great question, I really like it. Dealing with a difficult team member. So first of all, it's important to have multiple experiences of that person. Sometimes somebody can come across as rude or abrupt or uncommunicative. I know, for example, I have some autistic tendencies, and sometimes I can come across as quite rude and abrupt because I'm just thinking about the next thing that we need to do. I have been known to just walk off mid-conversation while somebody's saying something because I thought about the next thing that I have to do. So it's about having multiple experiences of that person, really trying to think, what is it specifically that they're doing, why is it that they are difficult. I might take the time to go and speak to my manager and say, look, I'm kind of having problems with Susan. She's been quite rude to me a few times. Is there something going on with her? Is there something that I should know? Is this an experience that other people have had, or is it really just me? The next thing to do, which is always quite difficult, for example, I had a conversation with a friend this afternoon on the phone where I explained to him that something that he had said to me had really made me feel a little bit upset. I felt like he was judging me, he was sort of putting me down a little bit, but people cannot adjust their behaviour if they don't know about it. A lot of people really struggle with this form of confrontation, but a lot of times I find just having a one-to-one, having a coffee, going and having lunch and going, hey Susan, I just wanted to ask you, there are a few times when we've been working on a project together and I feel like you've been a bit abrupt with me. Is that something that I've done? Is there something I've done wrong? What could that be? Very often what I tend to find is when I sort of bring up my feelings about this or bring up a difficulty that I've had with another person, they'll tend to say 99 times out of 100 it's got absolutely nothing to do with me. They'll say, do you know what, I'm really sorry, I've been having a really difficult time lately, I've got something going on with another project or something in my personal life and it's kind of impacting the way that I am around other people, and then just kind of putting things into place to see how we can resolve this problem. Question number 7, what motivates you? This is a great strength-based question. Now, what motivates you is a different thing for a different person. Some people it's money, some people it's power, some people it's problem solving, some people it's helping other people. So number 1, you can answer this question question with a pretty matter-of-fact answer, and it should be something which means something personally to you. But you can provide examples. So for example, if helping people is really meaningful to you, then you can put that in your answer. Like if I was to answer that, I'd say that helping people is really what motivates me. Anything else is kind of a side benefit. That's why I do volunteering and other things that allow me to help people. That's why I do these videos, and we provide a lot of content for free, because helping people is what is important, and money and all those other things are really just a side product for those people who think this has been really useful. I would like to pay for some more and for some additional help. So finally, let's go through the rapid fire round. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Here, wherever I am in the structure. What experience do you have in leadership? A lot of people don't have any experience in leadership. Maybe you've led a group in your university, but a lot of times it is about leading yourself. This is a great chance, if you don't have an example of leadership, to talk about where you've reached goals, where you set goals and reach them for yourself, and where you have led yourself. What relevant experience do you have from this role? Just go through your work experience. A key thing to remember here is you might not have direct experience, but you definitely have transferable skills. If you've been doing a service job, you've learned plenty of skills which is going to help you in your job at Mott MacDonald. What career aspirations do you have? Be honest, understand the structure. Maybe there's a project that you want to work on, a team that you want to be a part of, a particular technology or product that you want to use. So this should be something that you should find when you do your research into why you want to work for Mott MacDonald and the projects that they're involved in. When have you had to multitask in the workplace? You may have an example of this. If not, use it from your academics or your extracurricular or just your sort of daily life and the things that you have to do. Really what you want to do here is outline 3, 4, 5 different things. That tends to be enough. Sometimes when I hear people answer about multitasking, they'll give me like 8 different things, and it becomes very confusing. So 3 to 5 things that you've done. What's the deadline? What's the challenge? How do you organize, schedule? How do you manage your time? How do you make sure that everything's been getting done? What are the things that you need to say no to in order for you to say yes for these things? Guys, I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, make sure to hit that like button. Drop us a comment down below, let us know how we did. Is there another video that you'd like us to make about another company? How did you do in your Mott MacDonald video interview? Do you have one coming up? Drop us a comment down below. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I wish you the very best of luck in getting hired.